It's through and up to P5. PX Limits, look how close he is to Reese. Through campus and down towards Stavelot they go. Round the outside, he's going to try and do the old switcheroo as they go down towards Paul Frere at turn 16. And he's got a bit of grip, and here comes PX Limits right back at you. And wheel to wheel, side by side they go towards Blanchimont and then towards turn 18. Anybody respond? Jake and PX get a little bit heated there, and into the sandwich goes Jake, who has to back out as well. And there goes Reese back into P2. What a battle this is for P2 as Reese goes out wide. Here comes Jake. PX Limits will go back up to P2. Jake into the slipstream as well. Can he make a move? Reese with the straight line speed down towards Les Combs at turn 7. And Reese back up to P2 as PX Limits and Jake squabble for P3 and P4 as Adidas just watches the mayhem unfold in front of him. That is the Williams on the McLaren as well as they come up towards turn 3. Max Mock and Ryan Dyperveen round the outside of the Ferrari. He's going to go for it. The Haas on the Scuderia, wheel to wheel. They go through turn 3 and the Haas with a beautiful move. And that is Xavi on the Ferrari. The Ferrari just losing grip there. And through Xavi goes in that Red Bull. The McLaren on the back of the Alpine of Oliver de Mose as well. Super Turbo up to P4, having a super race. Here comes Reese on tyres. The Williams and the Ferrari as they shoot down towards Ascari. And Reese is going to take the lead of this Grand Prix. So T's back into second position. Here's Super Turbo on Dev P as well. Is he going to take a look at the runner-up of last season? He's got a bit more straight line speed as they go down towards Parabolica. All 20 drivers still in this race. And Super Turbo is up into the podiums in the gold division here at his home Grand Prix. And that's a yellow flag. And that's another safety car. Why is a safety car coming out when there's no DNF? PX Limits round the outside of the house. The Alpine into Tamburello and they've collided. He needs to watch out for the drivers. They don't ghost. Oh, wow, that was so close. So Habits had to let one of the drivers back through. I think he's had to slow down as well. Jack trying to battle with the Alfa Romeo and the Alfa Romeo. Oh, and they've gone wide and the track is getting very slippery. The intermediates are struggling here, Trubo. Up P4, B-Right is through on Fanfness, the Alfa Romeo and the AlphaTauri side by side going into turn 1 and the AlphaTauri just nearly hits the Ferrari and that's Fanfness and the Alfa Romeo's there as well. DJ Harvey with a time penalty, Oliver de Mose is through on DJ Harvey and B-Right has clapped to the back of Optimal in the Alpine who's just joined back and entered his car. And Fanfness is through and down the inside as they go down towards Della Roggia and he's been clattered by B-Right in the Alfa Romeo and Fanfness is round. Dev P has spun it. Reese has been overtaken by Banter Brandon and there's action everywhere again. Sponsored by Rock Solid Rigs. And it's lights out and away we go. Maximot does have the inside line going down into turn 1, but the Ferrari got an amazing start. Now it's B-Right and Maximot, the two Red Bulls, as B-Right backs out going into turn 1. Roix is through on Ryan Dyperveen as they go wheel to wheel, side by side. Tyres is up 2 places past JTXU. The Aston Martin round the outside. They've collided. The Williams, the Alfa, the Mercedes is there as well. Bad Boy Man is out of this race. Bad Boy Man in the Aston Martin is out in Jeddah on lap 1. A huge collision. Suss was involved. He's in the wall. Sergio Silva is through and up 5 places. The VSC is out. But there was a bit of a collision. The Aston Martin tried to go round the outside of tyres. Got clipped. And then all hell broke loose. So it was one Aston Martin that caused the collision. The other Aston Martin failed and hit him and went out.
Thank you, guys.
Roy on the back of Jack into the slipstream of the Haas. Here comes the Alfa.
What's going on, guys, and welcome to Formula 7 Racing. We are live here in the Gold Division for the Portimao Grand Prix. Thank you so much, Jack. 12 months, that is a full year of subscriptions. Really appreciate that, mate. Thank you very much. So it is Super Turbo in the Mercedes who's going to be out first, and then I am just going to do a quick sound check. So we're all good. So we're on board with Super Turbo at the moment. He's going to be first to settle that new badge height. So Sam Flea was already out at 1:16.8. And I think that is faster than any other time today. No, I think it's close to the silver, and that's his first outlap. I think there's like an Aston Martin as well, where that's Martin on an outlap. I think that's Lewis on an outlap. Purple Sector 2 for Super Turbo in the Alfa Romeo. He is driving the Mercedes today because he didn't pick his car. And we've got 6 reserves and we still have 3 missing drivers. That's 9 drivers that haven't showed up. Some drivers will be removed from their Gold 2 this weekend. Super Turbo to the line, and it's provisional pole at 1:16.6. Then we have a McLaren, that is Fanfurness, that takes him straight off him, and that's a 1:16.5. 1:16.5 from Fanfurness. The big battle today is obviously between B. Wright and Banter Brandon. Both still in the pit lane. Sendra in the Williams is on an outlap. He's just coming through turn 13. Sorry, turn 11. And down towards 13. And the elevations around this circuit are absolutely incredible. So down the hill out of turn at 14 towards Galp at 15, and then you're keeping it nice and tight. Lewis with a 1:16.4 for the Aston Martin. Here comes the Williams of Sendro, goes fastest with a 1:16.1 for the Williams driver. Provisional pole for him. Lewis in P2, who has been on an absolute run of form lately. So, who's going to be next? A lot of drivers still in the pit lane. Mir Grandis as well, who has set a lap time. Vega in the Red Bull is on a lap. He's just coming through Portimao at turn 11. And then down and up the hill he goes. So the Red Bull driver gonna try and give it his all here today. Look at that, beautiful as he comes over the hill. Down towards the line, and Vega goes P8 just in front of his countryman. Henke back into the pit lane for the Alpine driver, and his teammate Banter Brandon still in there. Ryan Darpavine just getting ready, I think, for one more lap. He's just trying to build up his ERS, or is he going into the pit lane? Yeah, he's just keeping it nice and tight to not getting anybody's way. And the Ferrari driver is in to the pits. So not a lot of movement from the championship rivals. Sam Flea is back out as well. So Sam Flea, I think, is going to be the driver that goes next. So on board with Sam Flea in towards turn 1. Trying not to go too deep into there. Early on the brakes. Nice and tight over the curb now. Up the hill. Easy on the throttle. You don't want to go full throttle through there. DRS enabled. The one of the Flea DRS zones. It's purple sector 1 for Sam Flea. He's 1.5 temps up at the moment. The Williams driver. So he is flying. Oh, and he got that all wrong and he invalidated it. He got it all wrong. Esteban Martin is on another lap as well. And he's just coming down in towards turn 13 at the moment in the Aston Martin. He's got a little bit of traffic in front of him. He pulls over to the right. That is the championship rival of Banner Brandon and Martin down towards Galpa, turn 15, keeping it nice and tight to the curb, to the start-finish line, and the Aston Martin driver goes P6 with a 1:16.7. Be right coming through sector 1 now, so the battle is on. Who's going to draw first blood here? Purple sector 1 for Be Right in the Haas. He's got a little bit of traffic in front of him. Obviously, it doesn't hinder him. There is an Alpine in front of him as well, who moves out the way. But it's the Haas driver of Be Right who is flooring this in towards 11 at Portimao, then down the hill. Oh, Oliver Mose has collided with his teammate of Ryan Dijkpaveen. The two Ferraris have had a coming together here in Portimao, and it's a 5-place grid penalty for the Danishman of Oliver. Down towards the line goes Be Right in the Haas, and it is P2 just behind Sendro. Where is Banter Brandon? He's going to be next. Banter Brandon in the Alpine is going to be next. And it's only P7 for Banter Brandon. Go on board. Henke says, Jack, he wants to see his lap. No problem. Lads, if you bring the Dennis. And Banter Brandon. So we are on board with the Norwegian driver, who managed to get an incredible lap last time out, which was like fast enough to go like top 10 in the world, and that was just on a pole lap. He's gone purple sector 1, the Alpine driver, just slipping and sliding the rears through there. But it's crazy how he slipped his rear tyres and he could just floor it straight away, and it just sorted itself out. Oh, he's invalidated it. So Henke has invalidated it. Ryan Dijkpaveen, I think, is on another lap. Here comes the Ferrari driver. Oh, Oliver's retired in the pit lane. Calls it a day. He's got a 5-place grid penalty, so he will start from the back of this grid. Ryan goes P6. That's his teammate. So a big talking point already is the fact that Oliver has got a 5-place grid penalty with a collision with his teammate. So Henke invalidated it, used all of his ERS but has gone for another lap, which seems very strange. Maybe just trying to get one on the board so that, you know, he's got one on there. He's flying here through sector 2. Only 5 minutes of this qualifying session remaining, and then it is race time. I'm guessing Henke will probably pit here. Yeah, Henke does pit. So all the drivers are pretty much into the pit lane. So Lewis has gone purple sector 1. Lewis is flying now. He's in P5 at the moment and only 3 tenths behind Senjo's pole position. Oh, and he went off. It's so close. 7 tenths of a second separate the top 11 drivers. So one decent sector, one decent lap can get you on pole position for the Portuguese Grand Prix. He is up by nearly a tenth. Here comes the Aston through sector 3. He's going to go to the line. DRS enabled, and it's P3. What a lap from Lewis. He did improve. That's all he needed. Lewis and AlphaTauri in the gravel. That is Ginaudi. Ginaudi is into the gravel. Is he beached? I think he might be beached. And that is going to disqualify him. No, he's not. He's moving now. Vega has retired. So Sam Flea is going to go again. This is going to be his last chance for the Williams. Oh, he's backed out, Sam. He's backed out. Just moving out of the way of the Mercedes. That is Super Turbo. We've got no Portuguese drivers in the Gold Division. Hopefully that will change. That is one driver we do not have. We have drivers from all over the world. But yeah, Portugal, not one of them. Right, Turbo is going to start his flying lap here in Portimao. And he's actually not a Mercedes driver, guys. He's an Alfa Romeo, but he didn't pick his car. There's not a bad line through there for Turbo. Turbo, he didn't improve. Mr. restarts his lap. Cars is on an out lap. Reese is on a flyer as well. So is Sendro actually. Sendro is improving. The Williams getting a slipstream from his teammate. So teamwork from the two Williams of Sam Fleet and Sendro, who are in P1 and P3 at the moment. Up the hill goes the Norwegian. Sam is following him. Sendro trying to put it all together and improve his pole position time. He is nearly a 10th up. This is near 115s this. Just sliding round. Turn 14. Yeah, turn 13. Up and over the hill he goes. The checkered flag has been waved here in Portimao. It's going to be Sendro first to the line for Sendro. And it's a 1:16.0. He did improve. So his pole position time has improved. Here comes Reese into the pit lane he goes. So he's not going to improve. Here comes Mr. Reese in the McLaren. Can he do any better? P13 it is. Here comes Henke, the Norwegian, to take pole position. A 1:15.8. Banter Brandon goes P7. That's all he can do. Be Right, his championship rival, is improving. Goes P3, stays P3. Does improve, not enough. Unbelievable. Here comes Cars. Cars goes P4. And AlphaTauri into the pit lane. Here comes the Ferrari of Ryan Advine. He's out as well. Martin is trying to improve. The other Aston as well of Lewis on a lap. Lewis is down on his lap time. Martin is also down, so pole position once again here in the gold division goes the way of Norway and goes the way of Henke. So it's two Norwegians that lock out the front row and it's two Haas drivers that lock out the second row. So Henke once again with pole position, but first blood does go to Be Right. Banter Brandon only P8. Banter Brandon, who leads this Drivers' Championship after last week by 5 points. So there you have it. Henke takes pole position for the Portuguese Grand Prix here in Portimao. Sendro, his countryman, will start alongside him in P2. On the second row of the grid, it's a Haas lockout with Be Right in P3 and Cars in P4. It's a British lockout. On the third row of the grid, it's Sam Fleet in the Williams and Lewis in the Aston Martin. On the fourth row of the grid, it's the Dutchman of Fanfitness in the McLaren, and in P8 alongside him in the Alpine is the championship leader of Banter Brandon. On the fifth row of the grid, it's Reese in the Mercedes in P9 and Martin in the Aston Martin, who completes your top 10. Here we go. This is it for the gold division. Here in Portimao, sponsored by Rock Solid Rigs. And it's lights out and away we go. It's the Alpine and the Williams that shoot down towards turn 1. It's the Haas of B-Right who's there as well. Sam Flea already round through cars as they go into turn 1 and into turn 2 they go. Henke leads to Sendro. B-Right on his tail of the Williams of Sendro. Banner Brandon up 1 past Reese. Super Turbo Martin. Ryan D'Abavine down 1. Vega and Mr. Reese coming together. Oliver de Mo's up 2. Giannoni down 3. Mir up 1. It's B-Right down the inside of Sendro. The championship rival of Banner Brandon trying to make the move on Sendro. Cannot make it and sticks it in P3. Cars his teammate on his tail. Banner Brandon, the championship leader in P7, already up 1 place, chasing down the Aston Martin of Lewis. Giannoni is through on Mir Grandis. You've got Super Turbo reach the 2 Mercedes, already making up 4 positions combined. Banner Brandon still chasing down Lewis. Look how close he is to the rear diffuser. Later on the brakes goes the Alpine on the Aston, and Brandon already up 2 up to P6. Can the Aston come back at him down the inside of turn 14? Yes, he can. Both on the mediums. Both racing here on lap 1. The Aston goes back in front of Banner Brandon. Is he going to get into the slipstream? Super Turbo and Reese, the 2 Mercedes. But it's the Alpine of Banner Brandon who makes the move. Here comes Sam Flea on cars as well, down the inside of cars. And he's gone deep, cars. And Sam, nothing he could do. Cars stays in P4 for now. Fanfurness down 3 places in that McLaren as Reese just slips and slides in front of him. Down into the hairpin, that's Super Turbo and Lewis as well. With the lunge down the inside, already up 5 places here, Super Turbo. Fanfurness and Reese again. The Mercedes and the McLaren, and look at the rear end just sliding there from Fanf. Reese is back through and into P9. Fanf trying to make the move, maybe a warning there as well. Henke already a second clear. B-Right trying to get past Sendro at the start of this Grand Prix. So Sam Flea and Turbo starting on them softs. I keep getting mixed up. Super Turbo and Reese are not teammates. Turbo's in the Alfa Romeo. Oh, and his back end slips out again. Reese is really struggling at the top of that hill. And here comes Fanf. Late on the brakes again, exactly where he got him last time. And this time he's able to stick it in there and keep it there. So Fanf is up to P9. Lewis chasing down the Alfa Romeo driver of Super Turbo, but he's on them soft compound tyres. Reese already into the pit lane. Oliver de Mo's on Vega. Yeah, I'll try and make the move, but he doesn't want to get impatient. Vega has used every single inch of his battery here. And this should be an easy overtake with DRS. Now Banner Brandon is past Sam Flea. Banner Brandon in the Alpine is through on Sam. Sam trying to come back at the Alpine driver. Sam is on the softs as well, but he seems to be struggling. Now here comes Super Turbo. Sam trying to move to the left to defend. And Turbo will go later on the brakes into the hairpin. Vega has had a spin in that Red Bull. Super Turbo is through, but Sam Flea is not going to let it go. And look at that. Turbo is back through on Sam, who goes out wide. And then here comes the Aston Martin and Lewis. We've got a freeway scrap Up the hill they go. It's Trubo that leads to Sam Flea and Lewis. Fanf now joining on the back of him as well. Trubo at the front of this DRS train. Here goes B Wright. He's second in the championship and he's about to be second in this race. B Wright is through and up to P2. Good move into turn 1. Ryan Dabveen is through on Reese, the Ferrari on the Mercedes. And that Mercedes driver in a Ferrari sandwich in the midfield pack. Cars on Sendro as well, getting very close. That's Lewis on Sam Fleet. Lewis in the Aston Martin is up to P7. Can Sam respond with the old switcheroo? Oliver is through on Reese as well. Sam trying to switch back on him, but wasn't able to do it. Here comes Fanfinus now. B Wright trying to get away from Sendro. Oh no, Red. It's because I didn't do full qualifying. So Fanfinus on the back of Sam. Here he comes. Look who's closing Sendro down. That's Kaz. And that's the second Haas in 2 laps that is through on Sendro. Sam Flea's in the pit lane on them softs. Did he get damaged, or is them softs surely haven't fell off yet? That's Trubo through on Brandon. That is not what Brandon wanted to see. Trubo on them softs is through, and the Alpine and Brandon really struggling now. He leads the championship, but as it stands, that would sway back into the hands of B Wright. Yellow flag. That's on Red Bull and Mir Grandis. Oh, great exit from Banter Brandon as he continues to squabble with the Alfa Romeo driver of Trubo, who's used all of his ERS. Brandon will try and take him down the straight. He just needs to be a bit patient as he sees that rear diffuser just flashing away. He'll have a lot more grip as well on their mediums. And here he goes. I don't think there's nothing Trubo can do about this one. Banter Brandon in the Alpine is through and back up to P5. Oliver de Moses through on his teammate. The Ferraris swap places. Team orders. That's the second request to join the race I've had, and I don't usually get them, so there must be a reason why people are requesting to join. I'm trying to think who's new. So, Trubo, them softs will not last much longer. The two Hasses now are in a good position. Apart from Sendro, will have DRS on the back of him. So here comes Trubo once more. He's chasing down the Alpine, but he's not going to be close enough. Them softs will start to slow down now. That's a yellow flag. That's me that's out. And that's a safety car. And Mir and Vega, they messaged me asking to reserve. It's not been a good race for them, and both of them have been spinning like crazy. But The only thing that frustrates me a little bit about that, and it's nothing against the guys, but they never spun that much in their own division. So safety car's out, and this really helps Super Turbo. It's alright, mate. Just a little bit frustrating how much you guys were spinning. Like, you must have spun about 5 or 6 times in the opening 8 laps. So safety car's out. Will the medium runners pit as well? Yeah, literally, Jack. That's what I'm saying. Where was the safety car in silver? We needed a safety car in silver. So do the medium runners pit? Absolutely, they've gone in. Are the Hasses double stacking? They are. Look how close Senjo is. So will he lose a bit of time? Banter Brandon's coming in as well. Let's have a look at the Haas drivers, because these are going to lose a bit of time, and Senjo is going to jump one of them. Martin stays out. Oliver stays out. We right into the pit lane. Cars already waiting. Onto the hards they go. Cars is onto fresh mediums. Trubo on fresh mediums. Lewis and Brandon on fresh softs. So the only drivers on the whole grid that are yet to pit is Martin and Oliver. Sorry guys, I've got really bad hay fever.
Thank you guys. My time. Time.
Oh, thank you so much, Red. Really appreciate the sub. That is 11 months now. Thank you so much, Red. Back up to 9 subs. We were up to 26 at one point. I don't know what's happened. Like, our viewer count is down a lot. Our sub count's down a lot. Yeah, frustrating a little bit. Maybe see what we can improve, what we can do to get people watching again. So Martin will lead the way. Oliver already chasing down Martin. There goes Kaz on Senjo straight away. Oh, Henke already with 3 seconds. That is massive. Oliver being chased down by Henke. Can Henke make it 2 for 1 as he goes for the Aston Martin? B Wright is through on Oliver. And B Wright managed not to get held up this time. Martin in the Aston Martin just nearly clips the Alpine. He's on them old mediums. And the Aston Martin driver is there with the 2-time world champion. Banter Brandon is through on Senjo as well. The Alpine on the Williams. It's so close. Cars on Martin. He's getting swallowed up by these gold drivers. Brandon is through on Super Turbo now as well, as they go wheel to wheel here in Portimao. Oliver Moles on them soft compound tyres. Oliver all the way down to P7 already. Should he have pitted? Or is he waiting for his own strategy? Banter Brandon already on the back of the 2 Haas drivers. Wow. Yeah, that's very true, Red, actually. I forgot about that. You know what? That makes sense why we're missing so many drivers, actually, because I forgot it was bank holiday weekend. Fanfurness on Lewis, side by side, got the McLaren and the Aston Martin. Can Fanfurness get in front? And he does get in front of the Aston Martin. And now goes for the Ferrari, goes off track though. And the Aston and Lewis is coming for him, and Fanfin's going to try and dive down the inside, and that's a late lunge from the Ferrari. Was that Oliver or Ryan? It was Ryan. He went lunging down, and now we've got 4 wide, and the 2 Ferraris have touched again. They did it in qualifying, they've done it in the race. Oliver is down to P16. Reese is through on Fanf is going to try and come back at him. Super Turbo with 3-second penalty as well now. Ryan continues to charge on them old hards. Fanf is not giving this up from Reese. So B Wright is chasing down them 2 Haas drivers. DRS now enabled. Super Turbo into the pits. Did he get damage? Oh, Kaz is through on his teammate. Reese is going for Ryan. And Reese is through on Fanfurness in the McLaren. Ryan late on the brakes there as well, gets 3 seconds. Oh, we're going to grow. Ryan loses the rears, nearly takes out Lewis. So, B Wright, his teammate is through. Remember, Cars is on the medium tyres. So that's tactical from the 2 Haas drivers. He's let his teammate through, he's on the faster tyre, and then Cars will let B Wright back through later on in the race when his hard tyres are faster as well. So Banter Brandon chasing down. This is the championship. Banter Brandon leading the way. B Wright in second, and Cars is through on Henke. Cars in the Haas now leads the Portuguese Grand Prix. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What a battle we've got at the front of this. We've got a 4-way battle. Henke trying to come back at Cars. The 2 Haas drivers in the podiums. has been incredible. We're only 14 laps in. Lewis and Fanf once again. We're back, guys. Let me know if you can hear me. My stream, my computer died. My computer died, guys. Let me know if you can see it. And I thought the stream had gone.